Today I'm going to start with the second session with the Watson services. So this is the second of the series of the webinar series for Bluemix. So today's agenda is mainly going to revolve around Watson services, and we are going to explore a few Watson services, try out a few demos, and discuss the science behind the Watson services, like what exactly happens, like when we click the analyze button, what exactly happens in the backend. We're going to explore the science behind the Watson services, and then I also plan on discussing some data analytics tool and also visualization tools for prediction analysis. So this is today's agenda, and coming to the Watson services overview. So so what exactly the Watson service is all about? So the IBM Watson is a platform that uses the national. There are two main concepts in IBM Watson. That is the one is a natural language processing, and another is a machine learning. So machine learning is nothing but like when you do predictive analysis on a large amount of unstructured data to find good insights from it, to find patterns and all that. That's all about machine learning. And natural language processing is the same, to find out the patterns from it. So this whole IBM Watson, it's a platform that uses both the concepts of natural language processing and machine learning to get insights from large amounts of unstructured data. So there's a talk about that 80% of the data that has been generated in the last 2 years have been come from the social media and all that stuff, right? Like from Facebook, Twitter, daily uh, we share, we post tweets and all that. So a lot of data is being generated in the process. So to analyze all this data, to make interesting patterns from all the data, that is the main insight of the IBM Watson services. So the services, you have seen that there are few services for answering questions, to extract key information from various documents, to reveal insights, patterns, to find relationships, to convert, to include the functionality of text to speech, speech to text, and there are many more services. So the whole concept revolves around analyzing the unstructured data to understand complex questions and the present the solutions for all those questions. Okay, so we'll see about the how Watson answers the question. The main question here is the how Watson IBM Watson answers the questions. So the answer is like, first it learns the subjects. I mean, subjects are put in as an input. Then it answers based on few algorithms. Like one of them is a scoring algorithm. So it searches millions of documents, just like a web crawler. It searches millions of documents, and then it ranks those documents according to the scoring algorithm. So it all is a very complex process in the backend. So we will be seeing few Watson services now. Like we'll be trying to explore them, and one minute. Okay, this is a dashboard of IBM Bluemix. As everyone knows, we all have worked a lot on this dashboard by using creating different applications, using different services and all that. So our main job over here today is going to be Watson services over here. So I'm going to start with the most used famous topic for the day, that is personality insights. I know most of the people might be telling that we already have discussed personality insights. Everywhere we go, we talk about personality insights, but let me just give an overview starting from personality insights, as it has been the favorite Watson service till now. So okay, so the personality insights, what it does is it derives insights from large amount of, as I told you, the whole concept of IBM Watson is about deriving insights from large amount of unstructured data. So personality insights, it as it is written here, it derives insights from the transactional and social media data to give out psychological or human characteristics. So over here, so how does this personality insights work? Like, what is the back end process of it? So it is very simple. I mean, very complex, to be frank. It uses something called linguistic analysis. So now, to to tell what is linguistic analysis, it is something like analysis of language. Analysis of large amount of samples of language is nothing but linguistic analysis. So there are a few branches of linguistic analysis. Like we must have studied this in our previous subjects in engineering. There are phonology, morphology, and we have syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. All of these they revolve around identification analysis and description of the structure of that particular sentence. So, see, suppose we are writing a sentence over here. Like, how is it able to derive those characteristics? It the particular input it tokenizes into very short forms, and then it compares it with psycholinguistic dictionary. That is, there is something called a dictionary where there is a like we have words and we have categories of classifications over there. So the input whatever we give is compared with or is tokenized and compared with the referral model, and then we are getting it into parameters. So this personality insights, it works with the big five factor model. In psychology we study this is something called FFM, that is five factor model. It uh, it includes something called openness to experience, like agreeableness, extraversion, and all that stuff. That means, for example, if a person is sharing a post a lot, like we know the cloud score, right? Many of us are very active on social media. So that means we are very open. We are we are very open to the world. We are more transparent, and we like to share stuff. And few people like click on links a lot, like if there is any link you share on the Facebook, people click on the link, and those people can be classified under people who are more curious. So in psychology we study this and we classify those people under different parameters. There's a test called five factor model test. You can take it online. It analyzes it. It's a uh, big long document where you enter input and all that, then finally it gives you few parameters. So IBM Watson has taken even these characteristics, and there are few more characteristics that has been taken for doing the linguistic analysis. So the whole Watson services revolve around this concept, that is, we derive insights from the unstructured data. And how do we do this? We do it by tokenization, we do it by comparison, we do it by like for example, there is something called linguistic inquiry word count. This is LIWC. It's an you can even search it in the Google. It's a program, and it it's very simple. It uh, it gives the total count about what type of words. Like there are few categories of words, and the input text is tokenized and it is classified into different categories. This is very helpful to understand the person's psychological state. And this whatever we are trying out service over here as fun, okay, is basically used in few companies for understanding the psychological state, clinical health, cognitive psychology, and many more categories. So you all must have seen this demo already. This body of text is something. There's a example text over here, and you click on analyze, and you find out. You get different parameters, including like cheerfulness, adventure, and all that stuff. I think they have changed this a bit different from the first time we have seen. Uh, See, this gives a complete description of what type of psychological traits the person has. And most of the time when we go to session, we give this example saying like something like, for example, let me tell you an example. I am a very generous person. I earn 10,000 a month and I give 5,000 for the charity, and I do a lot of volunteer service. So when I ask this question, what type of person am I, people tell that I'm very generous, I'm very I'm very kind-hearted and all that. How do people understand this? They understand this by the words I mention in the sentence. Like for example, I help others. Help is a keyword, and I donate money to people. Donate is a keyword. So all these words in the sentences are keywords for people to understand, and insights for people to understand that it's a positive sentence. For example, there's another sentence, something like okay, this is just for an example. I have killed people. I have spent 10 years in jail. and I'm going to kidnap 10 more people. I have a dungeon. So when I say this example and ask what type of person am I, people tell psychopath, people tell criminal and all that. So all this is about analyzing of the input sentence and deriving insights from it. The whole concept of what's an analysis is only this. You are deriving insights from unstructured data, and this is not for just fun. We are practicing it for fun, but in real world scenario it is widely used in health, finances, medical care, and lot many places. And the best way a company can satisfy a customer's request or customer's interest is all based on analysis. Like you develop products which the customer likes or wants, then your productivity increases. The whole concept revolves around this. So this is a personality insights. Going to the other Watson services. So we have the whole thing is all about the cognitive apps, right? Cognitive is nothing, the natural language processing or cognitive or natural language processing is a part of artificial intelligence. It's all about giving a device, giving a machine extra power to see. The basic thing is when you say humans or machine is more intelligent, we say humans are more intelligent, but making the machine so fast and so good that it is comparable to human. That's all about this Watson services. So next we go for the concept expansion. This is also one of the very important and very nice, cool service of Watson. So let's create the service. Actually, my internet is a bit slow. Please excuse that. So the concept expansion is nothing but it is to like more like a copy humans' ability to recognize the context clues. Like why is it used? You'll understand by seeing the demo. See, it's all about pattern recognition. So let's try out few sentences over here. What we usually type like lol, and what else do we type? Funny, ridiculous. I think I don't know the spelling of ridiculous. Okay, right. And what else do we type? Uh, Damn. Okay, so these are the slangs, right? So let us try to analyze this. You see over here, these words, ridiculous, damn, all these words which are nothing but an analogous synonyms for the words I have entered. So what is the use of this? By using this, we can create a large amount of dictionary of words. It learns from your example. It's all about pattern recognition. It's all about creating dictionary. So creating a glossary of concepts. So by glossary of concepts, you do summarization, and by summarization, you do segmentation and sentimental analysis. This it's all about like creating high quality dictionaries from any set of unstructured data. And the use of this is really a very vast way, because when you go to real time scenarios and a company, like when you try to do sentimental analysis. Let me take the example of sentimental analysis. Suppose the rate I'm reviewing of a product, people type various sentences like the product is cool, the product is amazing, the product was very cool, very good, it was very helpful. So these all words are different. Like most of the people have different ways of interpreting sentences. So by taking a dictionary of all these sentences is very helpful. So that's what concept expansion is all about. So the next service we are going to look into is uh, we have document conversion. I think it will take time for me to open this and load, but document conversion is all about like you upload an HTML or a PDF or a Word document, and it converts it into a JSON value or HTML or a like a plain text format it converts. And language translation is all about, like, for now I think the support is for English and Spanish. It is helpful for converting from sentence from one language to the other language. And national language classifier is sorry National language classifier is all about the natural language processing. As I told you, NLP is a branch of artificial intelligence that it deals with analyzing and understanding and generating the languages that humans use naturally in order to interface with computers. So it's all about those concepts called human computer interaction, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and all that. Personality insights we have already done with it, and extraction. So let's look into relation extraction. Retrieve and rank. Actually, before till 16th of December, we had a service called question and answer, machine translation, and all that. Those services support has been ended, and retrieve and rank and all few other services have been added. Question and answering service was one of the famous services because it was very easy to use it. Yeah. This is about relation extraction. Like, a sentence is given, it parses the sentence, and it does a semantic analysis, contextual analysis, and divides it into different parts of speech like noun, verb, adjective, conjunction, and all that. So why is it required? You will see this by by the help of this example. And yeah, alchemy is like, it's a total combination of different types of services. We have face recognition services, we have visual recognition. I'll go to alchemy after relation extraction. So this is a sentence. Okay, I need to type something over here. Fine. Let's let's type something, like someone could give me an example sentence over here. Okay, I'll just type the random sentence. Uh, okay. I have no idea what I'm typing, but I just want to give out the example. See over here. See, today's evening. Evening is a time, and I is a person. So it divides it into different forms like pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and all that. So this can be used for, like for example, the same thing, sentiment analysis, and all that concepts. This is relationship extraction, and we have visual recognition. It takes time to load. Okay, this is nothing but something like, I would tell it is something like an image analysis. So it might not be the right term, but from the image, different patterns or like different parameters can be generated. Like for example, there's something like a scenery. Let's take this collection example, and let's see. this is I find this really very awesome because image analysis is a really very cool concept. Like, look at this, outdoors, animal, dog. It is able to distinguish everything. Isn't that cool? Like, for example, and also it gives out in the form of a JSON score. Like, I told you, right, the scoring algorithm at the first, something like that. So this is something cool. Like, for example, there's a image and you are able to distinguish each and every parameter of it, each and every object out of it. So this is a visual recognition service. Sorry. And then speech to text and text to speech is nothing but, like, from text to what we write, input to the audio and audio to the input. Like, those are the services over there, and these are the third party. Let's not discuss about that. Then we have trade-off analytics. This is a very powerful service. Scoring algorithm is a very complex concept. Even I don't know much about it. When I searched about how Watson works, I heard that there is something called scoring. There is something like you reading statistics, right? Inference, confidence ratio, and all that concepts. So I don't know much about it. Maybe I could research a bit and tell you about it. Someone asked about it, scoring algorithm. So this is trade-off analytics. This is one of the most powerful service in WhatsApp. So you must be wondering what it is. So this table over here is Excel table. Like, you can upload a table of your own. So over here we have different products, their price, their brand, and different configurations over here. And what this does is it finds the best available options for us. So let's see. We want phones. We are analyzing the sample data. The sample data is already provided. You can do one thing, you can create an Excel sheet and then you can upload it over here directly. But right now I can't do that because the field requires, like, we need to have different columns over there. So it is a time taking process. So I'm not including that. For example, let's see Samsung. I'm not an Apple user, so let me uncheck all of these. Samsung, and my budget is very less. So, and these are the available options for me. um, Samsung Galaxy S3 White, and you could see this. It's also visually like represented so beautiful that you can see the screen, price, and weight, and I can't see the last one. So all this is represented in a very beautiful way. So you can you can come to a conclusion like, okay, this phone has this much of screen size and it's of this weight and all that. This is the most powerful thing of visualization. I also thought of explaining visualization at the end. So this is a trade-off analytics. It's very powerful. If you want, you can upload a CSV sheet and bring your own data format over here. Just create a Excel sheet and save it as, I think it will also accept XSLV format. So just draw, or else convert it to CSV and directly drop it over here, and you can do the analysis. This is nothing but about trade-off analytics. And then we have alchemy. Alchemy is too powerful. It requires almost a day to explain each and everything of it. But in short, we have tools for facial recognition. We have tools for NLP. Then we have, okay, I have already used alchemy. That's why it is showing me that error. Okay, so yeah, I've used alchemy over here. Yeah, fine. It takes time to load. So, as I told you, it has news API, sentimental analysis, entity extraction, keyword extraction. It is bunch of so many different services and APIs. Actually, this is there's a problem with this. It's not working. It was not working for me morning when I tried it. Uh, let's see if it works now. If I get the blank screen again. I think it's not working, but overall, it has lot of services. I'll show about sentiment analysis also at the end of this presentation. So this is all about Watson services. There are many more services to explore, and they're all self-explanatory. So it's really fun, and I advise you all to explore more of these services. And then coming to the PPT, we have data analytics, Dash DB, and R. So I also thought that I could discuss something about data analytics too, because analyzing. Let me go to data analytics. Okay, so yeah, we'll be discussing about Dash DB. So Dash DB is nothing but it's a you must have heard about the term called data warehouse, right? Most of the fourth years of final engineer students might know about this. So Dash DB is a completely managed cloud data warehouse, and it is easily scalable. It's very easy to use it, and it's clear, and it gives a very clear, actionable insight, and it is highly compatible. There's support for visualization, there's support, and it's very easy to upload the data, and you can do predictive analysis from this. There's there's also something called Watson analytics. So with the help of Dash DB and Watson Analytics, you can you can take a Excel sheet, and you can do visualizations. You can ask questions. Like for example, I take an Excel sheet of a number of students in a class compared to their age and their marks. So it will be I can post a question, something like how many students of age 18 have scored 50 above in mathematics. So you can do predictive analysis from the Dash DB and Watson Analytics are a very powerful combination. So let's see about Dash DB a bit. Okay, the Dash DB has loaded. So we can you can always bind an service to an app, right? So let's launch the Dash DB for now. This is it's taking time to load. Okay, so today what I'm also trying to do is let me take an Excel sheet and upload it so that you'll have an idea about how things can be uploaded. Uh, to load. Okay. So meanwhile, when it is taking time to load, let me create a sample Excel document. The famous example student database is name, yes, age, and is yeah. So one, and let us take 10 samples, and name is something like A. Okay, and their ages are something like 18. Let me save this sheet. my survey, my survey, and second loaded yet. It's taking time to load actually. Okay, so this is the dash DB homepage. So over here, load. You can load data from the. Okay, it's so slow. I'm sorry for this. Okay. Okay, over here you can load the database, okay, and over here you can run SQL queries to, like, for example, you have a big product database and you want to find out how many products have been sold for that particular month. You can find out with the help of SQL. So analytics, we have tools for, like, you must have heard about the language R, which is nothing but a data visualization language. So with the help of R, you can do analytics on the data. So it's not loading. I'm sorry for this. It's taking too much of time to load, but meanwhile, I'll tell you about R. R is nothing. We also have support for R in Bluemix. You see, the beauty of Bluemix, usually to do R programming, you need to install R Studio, you need to configure all that part and, usual stuff. But the beauty of Bluemix is it's a platform as a service. So it gives you an integrated R Studio. You don't need to install anything, you don't need to configure anything. It's all over there, and you just need to do simple, like, for example, just take the values and see over here, load. There's load from desktop. So I have a file called my survey, I guess. So I need to upload it to the dash db. um, Browser file, it's there in the desktop, and the file name is my survey, and uploading it. There are a few settings over here. This is nothing but my data, right, which I have created in Excel. So click on next. You can change the table name, you can change the row name, you can change the type of the value of the column in this, and after that you just click on finish, and your table is stored in dash db. And now you can create analysis on this table. You can do filters, you can do various stuff. So let me discuss about analytics over here, which is nothing but R script. Okay, I told you, right? Normally, like, I have R Studio in my computer. I do R programming. So there's something called R Studio over here. But I installed it, I configured it. But over here, you don't need anything. That's the beauty of IBM Bluemix. So you just click on R Studio over here, and you can. It will ask for signing details. Signing details, as dash DB and R are integrated. You can find the connection details in connection information tab over here. So we have your user ID. Let me note down the user ID over here. And the password is and sign in. It's taking time to load again. I'm sorry about that. Uh, Meanwhile, I'll tell you what R Studio is. Okay, that's loaded. So this is the R Studio. It looks like this. And for people who haven't seen our studio, it's okay, it's nothing big, very complicated or all, it's a basic thing. What you do in this is you take in data and you do visualization. So over there are few samples over here. For example, we have the customer acquisition samples, or class of workers and all that. You need few have you heard about the terms like name based classification, simple means, and all that stuff? You do all that over here. For now, I have to configure a few files. I have to install few packages. So I'm not installing it right now. I'm showing you a simple R script. You can install packages very easily. Like you go to packages and you click on install. And for example, I want to install a package called Matrix. So I think this package called Matrix. Okay. See, it shows you. Let me introduce install a package called Label Rank, and it gets installed. It's that simple. So let me just show you a sample of how the R script will work. Let me take an example of the number of gases in the atmosphere. I think that's a very basic example. So let me deal with a pie chart. Okay, this is nothing but a comment section, and we have. Let me take an example, sizes, and see. I'll tell you what this is. Okay, you don't have to panic. 0.1, I guess. Okay, this is nothing but the amount of nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and other gases. I find these concepts very easy, so I'm telling this example. You can do various other examples too. And this is nothing but the label section. C is nothing. C is used for combination. Okay. Then we have nitrogen, and we have oxygen. Then we have argon, and then we have other gases. Okay. Now this is used to round the function so that you can display the pie chart with the following values. Slices, and do by 100 because it's in the form of a percentage. And then we assign the labels to those values. So this all is found in the help section. There's no need to panic for looking at this code. We have LVLS labels, and we need to display the percentage of it, and we need to just leave it. Uh, we need a pie chart, right? So with slices with labels equal to LVLS, and all equal to rainbow length LVLS, and then we have name equal to pie chart of elements. I think that's done. So let me run this page. I hope there are no errors. Look at this. This is a pie chart generated. So this is how our script works. You see the visualizations over there. That's how they all work. Okay. So over here, analytics R script. I'll show you. This is a basic example. This is a very small example of how the elements in the atmosphere. You could do complex scripts. For example, customer segmentation using k-means algorithm. This is the R script given over here. So let me run the script, and you can find a very beautiful plot over here, visualizing all the segmentation of customers with the help of a classification mean k-means. Okay, so this is running. Uh, I think it takes some time. Okay, this is a histogram displayed. So the visualization with the help of dash db, it's so simple. For example, you need visualization. You don't need to hard code anything because all the algorithms are already present. You just need to use the services offered over here. You have R over here, which is a great tool for data visualization, and you have lot many services over here. I also thought that I could discuss about sentimental analysis in Node-RED, but I think the time is already over. So maybe I could discuss that in the next webinar. So if there are any questions, you could leave it for me. And uh, I think that's it for this webinar. Any questions, guys? Any questions, guys? Like, should I close it? Art programming is not in DWDM. Art programming is completely a visualization. It's more like a programming for data analysis. Data scientist is the work of data scientist. I took up art programming because it's very interesting. You could do visualizations in a very short time. Like you don't have to, like for example, if you're doing visualization in JavaScript, it takes so much of time. But we do have the other tools, like we have D3 and a few other stuff. But I find R really very cool. So that's it. If any questions, guys, you can leave it for me. So, okay, guys, if there are any questions, please leave it in the chat session. And I'm closing the webinar now. Thanks for listening.